everyone, and welcome to Studio 90 Extra Time here in Dresden, Germany at the FIFA Women's World Cup. This is a show where we interview a player and generally have good times, as this awesome Studio 90 studio audience will attest to. Yeah. Hope, I don't want to put words in your mouth, but you're the first guest on Studio 90 Extra Time here in Germany, and it must be a great honor, I'm sure.
It is one of the biggest honors I've ever had.
Oh, no doubt, no doubt. After 7 or 8 days in Austria, you guys are finally on the ground here in Germany. What's the mood of the team now that you've landed, you're at the site of the Women's World Cup?
You know, the 10 days in Austria I think was incredibly important to the team. We were able to get away from all distractions of our friends, our family, everything we have going on in America, and we were in one of the most peaceful places I have ever been, and we really just focused on the team. With that said, it was sad to leave Austria, but stepping down in Germany, it was a different vibe, a different excitement that I haven't seen in the team, and it was the moment we walked on the bus. You could tell it was World Cup time.
You mentioned that you guys are kind of isolated from everything, and there's preparation that goes into everything off the field as well. What did you guys do in your downtime down there?
It truly was one of the most beautiful places I've ever been. I felt like I was at peace. I can't even explain it. There was mountains everywhere. There was gondola rides up to the top of the mountains, lunch on the mountain peaks. I mean, I'm telling you, there was something magical about that place. And players went on walks. They went on hikes through the mountains. They went to the farms. They petted horses, played with the local dogs. I mean, it was one of those, like, sounds like we were a bunch of farm people, right?
Sounds awesome. I'd take that. You've been back training full now for several months. It's obviously a long road back from that injury. What was the most difficult part of kind of getting back into the goalkeeping position?
I had a lot of confidence coming back because of the gains I made in rehab, because of my incredibly talented medical team that I worked with day in and day out. So coming back, I felt strong, I felt ready, I felt mentally prepared. And then I stepped on the field, and I was like, ooh, this isn't so easy. You know, I have a new arm, in a sense, where it's not doing the things it used to do. And it started to play with my head a little. I was really guarding my arm. I was in a lot of pain. And all of a sudden, I had to really practice my patience. And during rehab and right after surgery, I didn't have to practice that patience. I worked my butt off every single day in rehab, and I could celebrate the small victories, but when you're on the field, it doesn't matter if you can do one push-up anymore. It doesn't matter if you can do 3 pull-ups. You have to make a save, and those pull-ups and those push-ups have nothing to do with what you can do on the field. So it was mentally challenging to come back.
I was reading the 2011 WNT handbook, which is right there. Great publication, by the way. Aaron, nice work. You were talking about your rehab process, and you mentioned that it was something that took place with a bunch of different people and in a lot of places around the country. What was that process like?
It was hard to know who to believe in, hard to know who to trust, because there are so many doctors out there, so many different physical therapists. But once I reached out to our medical coordinator for U.S. Soccer, Huey O'Malley, he really pointed me in the right direction, and I'm obviously incredibly grateful to him. He pointed me in the direction of Bruce Snell, Dave Andrews, Ivan Piera. Of course, I'm grateful to my very patient goalkeeper coach, Paul Rogers, and of course my surgeon, Dr. James Andrews out of Birmingham.
You're back on the field now. What qualities are you most dedicated to bringing to this U.S. team as you guys, go for the World Cup championship here?
I think for so long I overlooked what organizing a defense really bring to a team. And for me, knowing the game, knowing the defense inside and out, knowing what we're trying to do in front of the 18-yard box is very important to me. And, I can go an entire 90 minutes and not touch the ball, and I can tell you I'll come out of the game, be mentally exhausted, and absolutely know that I made a difference for our team. And for me, not every goalkeeper can do that, and I take pride in that, and I'm going to take pride in that in this World Cup.
So now to the opening match, which is coming up here quickly. You guys are taking on Korea DPR. They're always kind of a mysterious opponent, although one that we have experience against in recent tournaments. How has the team been preparing for the June 28th match against North Korea?
Like you said, not very many teams know much about North Korea. We saw them 4 years ago in the opening game. in 2007, ended up in a 2-2 tie. What we do know about them is that they're an incredibly hardworking team. They're physical, even though they don't quite have the size like we do, but they are diligent in their shape, in their organizing. Pretty speedy team. They like to one-touch the ball around. Other than that, we don't know much about individual players. So for us, we haven't been preparing our formation going up against them. We're preparing ourselves and what we do as a team in hopes to come out on top. And it's going to be a battle, and I think it's going to be a very entertaining first game, and it's not going to be easy, I can tell you that much.
So that just about does it for Studio 90 Extra Time. What'd you think, Hope?
I'm the first guest? Come on, I want to keep going.
We've had so much fun. You're right. I wish we could do this all day, but we can't. You can watch Hope Solo and the rest of the U.S. women's national team take on Korea DPR on June 28th on ESPN, ESPN3, and Galavision. That's it for Studio 90 Extra Time.
Woo! Yeah!